Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for dropping by. Happy 2024. You guys might have noticed I got some new lighting set up, so hopefully it looks a little bit more clear now. I think that's a great upgrade, especially for 2024. We're going to start off here with some better quality content for you guys. But anyways, let's jump into this video. So in this video, I want to talk about this brand new update that just got dropped, 8.10. I'm going to go through what probably the most important part of it, what it means for you and your progress. Honestly, it could mean that you don't care about it, or it could be actually the best update ever. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so here it is. The biggest thing from this update is the Ascension bonus reworking. So what this means is previously, once you ascended an item, you can never change it again. You can only ascend it once. So if you had a really good piece before Ascension and then you ascended it, it might lose its luster. Or it could get infinitely better. So here with this update, the Plarium is providing you a solution to fix items that you've ascended that are suboptimal. So let's take a look at this, how we're going to look at this resource and how we're going to pick up this resource. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this Lady Mikage of mine. So we're going to jump into the bottom accessory pieces. So as you guys may know, the top 6 pieces for gear uses different materials to ascend than the bottom 3 accessory pieces. For the new Ascension fixing that Plarium introduced, it's going to be the same kind of format where the Sand Devil materials will have to fix the top 6 gear pieces, and then the Phantom Shogun materials will fix the accessories only. So let's jump into this ring for Mikage, for example. I got an HP ring, triple HP roll. It's a good piece. I tried to hit, obviously optimal would be HP. I hit attack, gave up on the piece. However, with this new system, Plarium has given us a solution to rework this in a way that will allow me to salvage this piece by making it better by getting an HP roll on it. This is the new material that we're given, Chaos Powder. For the Sand Devil, for the gear equivalent, it's going to be called Chaos Dust. I wish they would have gave it a slightly different name since it's so similar, but it's going to cost you 3 of these dusts just to re-roll it once. So the re-roll, you're not going to be guaranteed, there's no mercy or anything. You can basically go infinite and never hit the one that you want. You can re-roll the same substat again. So it's actually, it's a bit of a sink, right? And this re-roll amount increases up to 9. So every re-roll is going to increase and increase and increase. So you can see how this can be a really, really big energy sink. So I'm going to show you guys where we're going to pick up some of these materials and what to expect. So we're heading over to this Phantom Shogun, and it's going to be Phantom Shogun and Sand Devil. So for the accessory, it's going to be Phantom Shogun, and we can only pick them up in stage 25, guys. We can only pick them up in stage 25. Here it is. You're only going to get 1 to 3 pieces, but the odds of getting them is extremely low. Okay, so luckily this is in addition to what you're supposed to get here. So you're gonna get this powder on top of our regular resources that we acquire from these stages. Keep in mind you only get them from 25. Okay, guys. So Sand Devil Necropolis, it's going to be the same thing. You're gonna get this dust from level 25 only on top of our regular oils. So like I mentioned, the drop rate on them appears to be extremely, extremely low. You're probably expecting somewhere between 12 to 16 of these dusts per 2,000 energy, roughly. I believe 100 runs. I did about 100 runs. I got 12. I've seen someone get 30 from 100 runs, roughly. But I think the actual math that I've been hearing is about 16. That is... So 16, you probably can maybe fix 1 piece of gear. If you're lucky, you can fix 1 piece of gear. If you're unlucky, like me, I've upgraded this piece. I upgraded this piece from 20 down to 2. So I've used 18 pieces of this already. So you see my rework here. I've used 18 pieces. I can't roll accuracy on this piece. So I did do some farming, and I farmed up, 14 or something. So it's a massive sink, and that's just 1 piece. So you can see how this can be extremely great for players with tons of energy. And frankly, like energy will be spent, better spent in these two dungeons as opposed to trying your luck at getting different gear, at getting better gear upgrades from your regular dungeons nowadays. Because most gear is going to be farmed or from crafted, are going to be crafted from Doom Tower or picked up from Cursed City nowadays. So our existing dungeons are a little bit outdated. So spending energy in Sand Devils and Shoguns actually makes more sense to upgrade your already good existing gear as opposed to farming new gear that's going to roll better than your existing gear. So it's a bit of a godsend for late game players that have kept tons and tons of gear. So I'll show you guys what I'm working with here. So for example, let's go crit damage gloves in lethal, right? Let's go crit damage gloves lethal. I'm going to move my head so you guys get a better look here. So I keep every single piece regardless of what it ascends, because you never know when they're going to go on like a B tier or C tier nuker, and I just use it for fun, right? Like, so I don't have to re-gear them all the time. So I actually don't have a single crit damage glove with crit damage ascended. This is my best one. I use it on Taras. Actually, hold on. Actually, that's not true. I should have one. Attack percentage, crit rate. I think I have one. This one's HP percentage. Attack percentage. Never mind. I have none. So I have no single. These are all crit damage gloves. I don't have a single crit damage ascended glove. So for me, if I had tons of energy, I can farm up all this powder and make some of these gloves into crit damage. However, I've basically illustrated to you guys, it's going to be an obscene amount of energy to farm up the dust to even fix one of these gloves. And that's just one piece. That's one piece, guys. This is endless. It's endless. As a free-to-play player, my energy is actually a huge cap for me. It's actually a big cap. I can't just go crazy like 10k like energy on like an event just to, fix a couple items. The thing is that's really good for endgame players is that, they might have tons of energy and they might feel like this is the best way to spend their energy. So for them, this is an insane update. For newer players, this also helps them have a way to maybe fix something like a speed boot, which is like pretty critical for most areas of the game. Obviously, your arbiter and all that stuff is obviously very critical for like late game players as well. However, I think for early game, if you can focus even one piece down and it's going to be a speed boot, like that's going to help you guys a lot. Crit damage glove, ascended crit damage, for example, like that's kind of a luxury stat. But I think the speed boot is going to be like probably the priority item for most like early, mid, late game outside of end game players who are looking to min max their gear. In terms of accessories, something like a banner. For example, this banner on Lady Mikage, I would love to get accuracy on it and then just ride out the extra 29 accuracy or whatever. However, I feel like even this is kind of min-maxing for early or late game players. So Plarium did gift us 20 of this new dust for free. So if you guys are still thinking about which piece you would probably go for, one, if you don't have a crit damage amulet, you probably want that for whatever nuker you want. And then afterwards, you probably want your banner. So probably accuracy banner is probably most important. And then for your gear pieces, any early mid-game player would want speed boots first, as opposed to crit damage on crit damage gloves, for example. So like, for example, my Rotos doesn't have crit damage gloves. He has attack percentage. I mean, it's fine, but it's not as good as crit damage. So, these are like super like long things that people can work on, right? So overall, I think it's a great update for most people. Like obviously early mid game won't care about what end game players do. But this gives them a way to fix their 1 6-star speed boot that they have, for example. Of course, I don't think most people would be able to farm this on 25. So I think that is a little bit of a peeve. It does gate out a lot of people again. I mean, they could update the percentage drop on this on the higher levels, and then maybe make it 16 plus or something, 17 plus. Let them drop with the superior oils, or the superior the superior equivalent for the Shogun. Let them drop, right? Give them a small chance. Give the early mid game player a small chance to get some of these pieces. Not everyone's gonna be able to do 25, so that's kind of my gripe about it. But I feel like they were probably like, they don't have any map space left, so they're not making any more dungeons. So these are the end game dungeons that they're expecting people in the end game to farm, and any early or mid game player won't be looking in this section and will just be grinding out the normal dungeons until they reach this level, and then they'll spend all the energy here. So I think that's what they're planning. I mean, it works fine. It helps kind of everybody at this moment, and overall, I think it's a good update. But for me, I think it's going to definitely push players that are really strong to be even stronger because they have unlimited resources. And for someone like myself who's free to play, who's trying to be as strong as possible, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for me. And it's probably a net negative in terms of like gaining stats against those stronger players. So it is what it is. I think it's still a good thing. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys got really lucky on anything. So far, I haven't gotten any luck on any of my pieces so far, but I think this is going to be a pretty long grind. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned a little something, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.